Okay, here's my O5 Ego. I'm just going to show you the basics, how to take everything apart, clean it, everything anyone with an O5 Ego should know. Basically, take off the velocity with my A-star. My snippy, it's a red mamba barrel, took me forever to find. Okay. Tank, Nitrodux 6845, the Empire bottle glove. It's got tough skin. Okay. Bolt. Then I'm going to start off with the RAM. Should hear a little bit of a snap to it. Just basically unscrews. Should be, check your O-ring, make sure that's good. Okay, yeah. Check to make sure that little O-ring on the very end is good. Okay, I use hater sauce. I like it. Comes in a big tub. 15 bucks, you get a lot. You only need a little bit more. Take a little bit, dab it on. There's that. The rammer sometimes, there it is, yeah, sometimes it won't just come out. I'll take an Allen wrench and just push it out. Here's my rammer. It's a TI ram, but the stock rammer I think looks the same. I know you don't need to oil all of them. I think it's just this one and this one, but I usually just put a little oil on the whole thing. Can't really hurt it. Just the only thing is, if you put too much on, it can drip onto the solenoid. So that's why you don't put that much on. Sorry about that. I was using my 256 SD card. Found my 2 gig, which I lost for a week. It's good now. Okay. I just put a little bit of hater sauce on the RAM. I guess you only need to oil certain ones. I think it's this one and this one. I'm not really sure, but I just put some oil on all of it. Can't really hurt, I guess. Only if you do use like a big, like if you use too much, then it can drip on the solenoid, but you have to use quite a lot. Okay, put the RAM cap back on. Once it gets to where it's gotta go, the RAM cap, it doesn't really go in any farther like certain screws do. Here's the bolt. The bolt's gotta line up with the RAM. You'll know there will be a little bit of spring tension there, and then you know you got it in the right place. Okay. Oh, this shock tech reg, it works perfect. I want to actually trade this for a red CP reg. It's a little beat up, but it works, so maybe I'd have to pay some money. Give someone this reg and maybe pay a little money for it. If you're interested, message me. Okay. Next is I'm going to do the LPR maintenance. You don't see it that often, but it's very easy. Okay. Just take it off. You got gold spring. It's kind of hard to see if it's gold, but in person, you'll see a little gold tint. Next, that is the piston. Again, I use hater sauce. Just put some oil on it, not too much. Just enough. That's actually too much, I think. Just enough to go around that O-ring. Okay. Then you'll have a silver spring. So when you're putting it in, the order goes silver spring, flat end down on the LPR piston, and then gold spring, and basically just screws back on. Make sure you don't cross thread it. That would be very bad. Okay. Now I'm going to do the grips. I would actually just recommend buying one of these full sets of Allen wrenches. They're definitely worth it. One more smaller. Actually, I'll do the eye covers next. A lot of things on this, when you unscrew them, you got a little bit of a snap to it. Yeah, I switched this to color contrast kit. It's polished red. I have a pewter gray silver if anyone wants it to buy. But eye cover. It's a Nexus eye cover, by the way. Here are your detents and your eyes. Just pop that out. That might actually need to be replaced, kind of, but yeah. Okay, detents, just wipe them off. There's your eyes. Be careful not to tug on the wire. Usually you just mess with them a little bit and they pop out. So any paint in there, just clean it off. I already cleaned mine before. And if you keep your eyes on, it shouldn't chop. Okay, just pop. You'll feel it pop back into place. Detents. And then basically, just throw the eye cover back on. I scratched my eye cover. Great. But it's paintball, it's gonna get worse. Okay, back again. Okay, basically feed neck. Just on the screws. Everything on this gun is pretty simple. Just a little O-ring there. If it's not staying in place, replace it. Should fix it. Okay, there's that. Trigger, how you adjust, basically, I'm not going to adjust it, but there's 3 screws, one here, one there, and there. You have to just mess with those. I have a very light pull on it. Slow fingers though, it compensates. Okay, grips, I don't really think it's necessary to do, but I'll show you anyway. I have these hybrid grips. They're alright, but it doesn't go with the red and black theme of the gun. So if anyone wants to trade for other hybrid grips with some black and red or something in them, or even I heard 06 grips were very comfortable, so I might, if someone gave me like $5 and a pair of 06 grips, I would probably do it. So another thing, message me. Just that side. First generation Ego. I really don't see the difference between 06 and 05 and 06s, other than basically if I put a star frame on this, which I'm going to eventually. It doesn't make it that much lighter, but it does a little bit. Basically, if I put a star frame on this, I would consider an 06. One thing, I bought this gun used, and the person before me, actually, I had like, when I bought these hybrid grips, you see, the little screws, I don't have the stock screws around with me, but they're shorter, because the solenoid is solenoid's right here, and I didn't do it, but when I got it, there were dents in the solenoid, because someone had put some kind of grips on it, and put the stock screws in way too far. They're in it's like a 3 centimeter indent in the solenoid. I'm surprised it works, but it holds up. Okay, there's my board. It's a dial board. I like it for a board. Sorry, that was my computer. Filmer's computer. Okay. Basically, grips just go back on. The ASA, which I don't really, my ASA and drop. It's a big drop, but it's a little beat up, but it works. That, just 2 screws there. I really don't see why anyone would take that off. But okay, just line up the screw holes. Just a tip. If you buy hybrid grips off like eBay or something, and they're used and they don't give you screws, you can just take little, like, small O-rings and put them right around that screw, and it basically acts as a shorter screw. The bottom one you can really clamp down, just the top two you got to worry about with the solenoid there. That's one thing I wouldn't do, place the solenoid there. So I just thought it was a bad design. That's the only one bad design flaw I thought about Egos.